We are seeing these images of chaos across Brasilia. What's happening?
Well, it appears that security forces have been able to get the protesters out of Congress and the presidential palace, and they're moving them away from, the main avenue where the government offices and ministries are. It took them a long time. It took for several hours, and there was a lot of ransacking. The television images show, destruction to doors and furniture, and thousands of people were mulling around these facilities for several hours this afternoon.
This follows months of protests and chaos when it comes to these military installations that we've seen, right? When it comes to Lula, I know that there's been a legal intervention, as well as he's pledged investigating into whether some police were involved. How challenging is it going to be for him to be able to resolve this, if not quash it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that at the end of the day, Bolsonaro's political movement will be more damaged by this than Lula's himself. I mean, this doesn't make them look good. Unlike in the United States, this happened, a week after Lula already took office, so his government is already in motion, and there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of violence. I think, this will give Lula an opportunity to try and, call for unity. He will also, when he spoke to the nation, he did say that he's going to be persecuting, he's going to be going out and prosecuting the people that were responsible for this, and also look into the financial backers. There were about 100 buses full of supporters that came into Brasilia, in the days leading up to this protest. And so there is going to be investigations and political backlash, but I think that, it's clearly Bolsonaro's movement that's looking bad coming out of this.
Peter, what does this mean for the markets, which have already seen sharp losses across Brazil after Lula's election?
Yeah, this has been a very volatile time for Brazilian markets because, first of all, it was a close election, so Lula doesn't have a very strong mandate. There are a lot of concerns about, fiscal stability, if they're going to abide by budget limits, or if they're going to be, spending too much, if they're going to start doing things like subsidizing gasoline. And we'll see how this plays out. Obviously, the markets aren't going to like this. This, shows that increasing signs of civil unrest, and there's a section of society that really rejects Lula's mandate. And, so that's going to unsettle markets for sure. And in the longer term, they're going to want to see if this is going to mean more populist spending on the part of Lula to try and buy the social peace.